Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum to Dr. Ahmad and my fellow friends. This group consists of 4 members, which is I am FATIN NURSYAFIQAH, SHAHIRA, AMIRAH NAJWA and ARINA NAJWA. Today my friend and I going to introduce the non-Newtonian properties on Bingham Plastic. Let's start with the first presenter, AMIRAH.
Okay, Bingham Plastic is a material that behaves as rigid body at low stress but low as a viscous fluid at higher stress. Bingham Plastic model is the most common rheological model used in the drilling industry. This model is a two-parameter model that includes yield stress and plastic viscosity of the fluid. Bingham plastic fluid exhibit a linear shear stress or shear strain relationship in which its plot does not pass through the origin as in Newtonian fluid.
Okay, next for who discovered the Bingham Plastic. Bingham Plastic is named after Eugene C. Bingham or Eugene Cook Bingham, who proposed its mathematical form. Eugene Cook Bingham is born on December 8, 1878 in United States and died on November 6, 1945. He is a professor and head of Department of Chemistry at Lafayette College. Bingham have made many contributions to rheology. Most widely had works by Eugene Cook Bingham of Fluidity and Plasticity, as also the Journal of Rheology. Thank you.
Okay, we move to the graph of Bingham Plastic model. Our first graph is shear stress versus shear rate, which is at shear stress less than yield stress, Bingham Plastic behave as a solid, and at shear stress higher than yield stress behave as fluid. Okay, and for graph number 2 is volume of flow versus shear stress, which is a stress for Bingham plastic fluid can be applied, but it will not flow until a certain value. When the yield stress is reached at this point, flow rate increases steadily with increasing shear stress. You can see here. And for graph number 3, viscosity versus shear rate. You can see here the viscosity decreases with increasing shear stress. Okay, for Bingham plastic equation, we have a general here. T equal to Ty plus pi Py, which is T shear stress, and for Y is shear rate. Ty is called yield point. Also, we use TO as a minimum yield stress. And P is called plastic viscosity. And other equation is have Rheology number for Bingham plastic fluid, which is Re equal to dVp over pi P, which is D is for pipe inside diameter and the P is fluid density. And the second is Buckingham-Reynolds equation. Buckingham-Reynolds equation use headstrong equal to D2 PT naught over pi P squared, which is PO same as Ty also. And for friction factor Bingham plastic, F equal to FLM plus FTM 1 over M. F we consider as factor factor of the friction, and then FL is for laminar flow friction, and FT for turbulent friction. For DM, we use M equal 1.7 plus 40,000 over RE. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on the example of Bingham plastic material fluid. As shown in the poster, some of the material are sludge, toothpaste, shaving cream, ketchup, and more. Okay, for the sludge, the behavior of the sludge is the shear rate and shear stress do not vary proportionally as a Newtonian fluid, just as water. Sludge contain fine particles that behave as shear thickening fluid. Sludge exhibit a yield stress and the viscosity may vary the shear rate. For the toothpaste will not be extruded until a certain pressure is applied to the tube. It is then pushed out as a relative coherent cloud. Next, the shaving cream. Shaving cream fluid that becomes less viscous when shaken, or known as shear thinning fluid. If you rub the shaving cream between your hands, it will become thin and runnier as its viscosity is decreased. Other is ketchup. Ketchup will become runnier when shaken. It exhibits shear thinning properties where the viscosity decreases with the rate of applied shear stress. Ketchup usually will squirt through a hole in a bottle top at the high viscosity. Shaken and inverted bottle of ketchup can cause it to the transition to the lower viscosity. Lastly, for my example is blood. Blood is a suspension of the red cell in the plasma. It behaves like a non-Newtonian fluid at low shear rate in smaller diameter tube. It is assumed that the wall of the vessel is rigid and containing non-Newtonian Bingham plastic viscous incompressible fluid. For the application example, let's watch the demonstrate video.
As we know, Bingham plastics are materials that behave as neither solid nor liquid. The most commonly known Bingham plastic is probably toothpaste and mayonnaise. We take an example of mayonnaise. When we put some mayonnaise on the bread, because of the mayonnaise can stand non-zero finite shear stress without moving, it will act as a solid. But when we give mayonnaise some force, it will spread over the bread like a fluid. So we can conclude that Bingham plastic will behave as a solid when shear stress less than yield stress, and it will behave as a fluid when shear stress higher than yield stress.
That's all from us on this non-Newtonian properties topic on Bingham plastic classes of viscosity. And I would like to thank to all my group members for contribute together to finish up this assignment too. Thank you.